You know that disagree doesn't mean dislike, right? No, really. It's OG time in Houston, Texas, around the country and around the world. Welcome to the Papa Geoff's America podcast. Continuing the conversation one podcast at a time, a conversation about what's going on in America, a conversation about politics, government, world events, stuff and things. With differing points of view, we are all inclusive. Everything from far right to far left and everything in between. Things that you want to talk about with commentary, exhilarating guests, and what would a day be without Papa Geoff's classic old guy humor, right? So with one sort of kind of good eye, a very, some would say, unique sense of humor, and definitely a face for radio, here's Mr. Here We Go himself, the G-Man, PG the OG, Papa Geoff. Hey guys, Papa Geoff here, PG the OG. It's time to continue the conversation. BJ Reid is our special guest today. BJ is getting ready to launch a brand new podcast, and he'll be telling us all about that in just a little bit. You know, Papa Geoff's America enjoys giving back and supporting getting the word out there. Veteran broadcasters help me get started, and I'm always open to sharing what I've learned. I've said for a long time, I know a lot about what doesn't work, so I'm always willing to share what does and what doesn't if you want to hear about that too. Always a great conversation in store when Texas talks with America, especially when it's fellow podcasters. The Papa Geoff's America program continuing the conversation, one podcast at a time. It's 70 degrees and sunny at the OG Radio Studios in H-Town, Houston, Space City, the city with no limits. This is the Papa Geoff's America program on the OG Radio Network. BJ Reid, when we come back.
I wish I had somebody to help me sing this. America, I love you, America. You see, my God, He done shed His face on me. And you ought to love Him for it, because He crowned my good. He told me He would. Every brotherhood. From sea to sky, shining sea. Oh, Lord, I thank you, Lord.
The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey guys, welcome back to Papa Geoff's America. Thanks for joining us again today. Special guest today, guys. Brand new podcaster, a colleague of mine who I met in a group on Buzzsprout on Facebook. Buzzsprout is my hosting site that everything gets uploaded to and then goes out into the radio world for you guys. This is my brand new friend, BJ Reid, and BJ is in the great state of Virginia, or is it a Commonwealth? I don't know. I wouldn't even know the difference anyway, but it sounds good. And, with election season and everything, and BJ and I were talking off air for just a couple of minutes. He's got a brand new podcast coming out. I'm going to let him tell you about it in just a couple of minutes. But one of the things that I don't even know if BJ knows, but I'll share with you and I'll share with him as well, is that he's kind of the first guest that I have on changing the format of Papa Geoff's America a little bit. We're getting a little bit more away from politics, not apolitical, because politics is just politics, but more positivity, more mindfulness, more healthy stuff, more, give you something to think about, give you something to talk about. Let's have a conversation, because we like to say on Papa Geoff's America, we like to continue the conversation, but we also like to say that disagree doesn't mean dislike. And it certainly doesn't mean disrespect, because we should all, we all got to be able to get along. I don't agree with everything everybody says, and certainly not everybody believes, likes everything that I say, but we can still respect each other and such. But I have a lot of respect for this man because I haven't been doing this a whole lot longer since August, but he's stepping out there. He's going to put his voice out there and be in the internet world. And I don't know his reasons of what he wants to do here, but his program is going to be called Read Between the Lines, REID, Between the Lines. And BJ, welcome to Papa Geoff's America. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your podcast. What's going on, man? Welcome in.
Hey, Jeff, well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yes, the podcast is named Read Between the Lines. It's a play on words, to play on my name, but I think it really goes to what I want to talk about, which, like you, just isn't one thing. I want to be able to reach an audience and to talk about everything from politics to love, sports, religion, comedy, music, the whole gambit. And I just thought that Read Between the Lines would be the perfect name so that everyone knows that from A to Z, whatever the topic is, we'd be able to touch on and we'd be able to have an in-depth discussion. The reason why I wanted to do this was that, you always have that kid in school that does all the dancing at the house, but then when he goes to a party, he sits on a wall.
There you go.
That was me. That's me.
I know that feeling, but I do.
That is definitely me. So I just wanted to I wanted to branch out. I wanted to spread my wings, so to speak. I've had friends say, "Hey, you know what? You need to start a podcast, or you need to do this." I was like, "Nah." But one day I was just sitting there during this pandemic, and I wanted to use my time wisely, but I wanted to do something productive. I wanted to be able to sometimes express my frustration or aggravation, but just to reach out to more people. We're in a situation right now where we're confined, so I just thought the podcast would be a way for me to express my feelings, see how the rest of America is feeling on certain topics and situations, and really just branch out and get to know my fellow Americans.
I think that's great. And I know people got stuff to say with what's going on with the pandemic and all depending on who you talk to, having a little bit of politics involved in my broadcast. I've heard folks call it a plandemic. I don't want to go there. Coming from having a medical background, being a former paramedic and a first responder, and back even before the term essential worker was coined. Some folks are going to believe it. Some people aren't. Some people are going to wear masks. Some people aren't. I'm going to be I'm the old guy, OG. I'm going to wear the mask because I got other stuff going on. And I not only want to protect me, I want to protect you, and I think your broadcast is going to touch on, hey, let's all work and take care of each other. I think that's great. And kudos to you for stepping out and listening to what people have been telling you that, hey, because you've already got that platform. You may not have it on the internet yet. You will once you put your first episode out, but people are telling you, hey, you got stuff to say. So, and you're listening to them and you're going to put it out there. And I think that's great. I think it was in that same Buzzsprout group that I read a post a couple of months ago where the gentleman got a little bit discouraged because he was looking at just the numbers, how many downloads, how many this, how many that, and he got discouraged about it. He kept on doing it because he told himself that I'm doing this for a reason. If it only gets to one person what I'm trying to say, it's worth it. And he was a platform on like health and wellness and things like that. And he just was really down on it. And as I can recall the story, someone had come to him later on in the years. He kept doing the broadcasts, and later on in the years, someone came to him that said, thank you for doing the broadcast. I'm glad you did, because I was contemplating doing away with myself had it not been for you doing your podcast. And the person that said they were thinking of committing suicide was one of his own children.
Wow.
And yeah, and that kind of told me, okay, I'm not out to change the world, but I definitely got things to say just like everybody else. And if I can share some of um, my things and make people laugh or even make myself laugh, I'm great at laughing at myself. I just put it out there. Then it's worth it, and it's worth doing it. And you are doing that. So are you said that it's going to be read between the lines, and then it's just going to be different subjects and different episodes? How often are you planning to publish? Is it going to be a weekly or a couple times weekly, or what's your plan?
So right now, it's going to be weekly. So I have one episode a week until I really get a grasp, or until I really get a handle on how to do things, and then I want to probably put out about 2 episodes a week. And it's going to be, again, it's just going to be on a large range of subjects. So there will be some times where the episodes, they may be 2 or 3 in length, about one topic, depending on the importance of the topic, depending on how much feedback and information we're getting. Because I know some things we won't be able to cover, in a 10, 15-minute or even 30-minute time span, depending on how long the podcast is. And there might be questions and comments that I want to take, either from Facebook or from my website. So then that way, I can get back to the audience, and we can answer the questions, and we can have a more in-depth discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So
makes total sense. One of the things that I found out, and I'm sure you have, or if not, you shortly will, is that time goes by a little bit quicker than you think. And that's one of the things that I do. One of my buddies in broadcasting told me that I've got to work on my uhs and my ums and my so someone had asked me, and it might have even been on your post on the Facebook group. I don't remember, but I told somebody that don't worry about the ums and the ahs and the whatever. Just put it out there, because people are going to respect you for being you. That everybody ums and ahs and whatever if you have a thought, or you have
yes.
a space in there. So no, it's good, and I know that my folks are definitely looking forward to your episode launch. When is that planned for, BJ?
So that is planned for Wednesday. That is going to be Wednesday at 7 p.m., which I didn't think was going to be interesting, but seeing how the current state of our election is, it's going to be really interesting. So
Okay.
we have a lot to talk about. So I was gonna have a different topic, but I felt with everything that was going on, it's the day after the election. We still may not know on Wednesday at 7 p.m. who the new president is, if it's Donald Trump, if he's going to have a second term, or will it be President-elect Biden. But I think it's something that we can talk about, touch on, stay on the voting process, the ballot counting, just start bringing some things to light, some facts, some information that people may not have known. So that is going to be the big topic. So Wednesday, 7 o'clock, read between the lines.
Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Perfect. And where can folks find your podcast? Are you going to be on all the major platforms, or should they go to where should they go? How can they find you?
So I am on Buzzsprout. I will be uploading to Buzzsprout. You'll also be able to find my podcast at my website, which is www.readbetweenthelines.stream. I will be creating my Facebook page, Read Between the Lines, and I'll be uploading my podcast there as well. I will be using Zoom, so I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get everything together, but it will be together in the next 48 hours so that my podcast will be out there. But again, right now, I'll be on Buzzsprout. It will be uploaded to Facebook. The Facebook page will be Read Between the Lines as well. It's keeping it simple. But yeah, so as soon as I get some more information, I will put it out so then that way I can get in touch with everybody and hopefully everybody will enjoy.
Perfect. We'll put it into our show notes on this broadcast, and I'm going to send you the link for this one as well so that you can have access to this, and maybe you want to post it for your folks as well. That's completely up to you. But we're going to get the word out on your podcast to help you out so that my folks can hear your stuff, and feel free to share our stuff as well. We have the audience that we have is actually international. We have folks in the States, and we have some folks in Ireland. I have a high school buddy that is in Italy. We also have some other friends in France, and I was telling in an earlier interview on a regular, the election thing, like you talked about, a friend of mine who does a radio show in Northern California was on, and I was telling him that I have an interview Wednesday night, which is actually Thursday morning, for the gentleman I'm going to be talking to. He's actually in China. And so that's going to be my first international interview, but and very much not political. We are not going to be. I'll keep you guys in suspense, but we are not going to be talking about politics. So no, it's great, BJ. I wish you the best of luck. Read between the lines, REID between the lines. We'll put everything in the show notes, guys. You can find him on Buzzsprout, and you can find him on his Facebook page and such. We'll put it all in the show notes. BJ, thanks for coming on, my friend. Best of luck to you. If there's anything we can do to help you out, you know how to get a hold of me, and nothing but the best, my friend.
Jeff, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you. Guys, stay with us. This is the Papa Geoff's America program on the OG Radio Network. Sit tight. Thank you for joining us today for the Papa Geoff's America program. The Papa Geoff's America program is recorded in Houston, Texas at OG Studios and is a production of the OG Radio Network. Check out more episodes of our podcast at papageoffusa.com, and please subscribe at subscribe.papageoffusa.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We're on all the major platforms. Your home for Papa Geoff's America is our website at papageoffusa.com. That's where you can check out more episodes of our podcast, check out the OG blog, contact us, and link to all of our social media. We want to hear from you. Your thoughts, comments, and suggestions are what make this program go. So you can send us an email at our website, or you can call or text us at 281-940-6980. Message and data rates may apply. Remember to wear a mask, stay home if you can, social distance if you can't stay home, wash your hands frequently, and take care of each other. And always, always, always practice. Disagree doesn't mean dislike. Thanks again for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you next time when we continue the conversation, one podcast at a time.